So it's that time of year, time to move the tropicals that have been outdoors all summer, really enjoying the heat and the humidity, back into the house. But before we do, there's some things I need to take care of to make sure that I don't get unwanted guests in the house. What I'm going to show you is my technique for getting the plants ready to go back in with the minimum number of potential problems. First of all, now's a great time to inspect your plants, trimming off any dead or diseased bits before they go back in the house. While you're cleaning them up, inspect them. Are there any mealybugs? Do you see any mites, spider mites, or any other insects that might be infesting the foliage of your plants? Also, be sure to check the soil to make sure you don't see anything in there, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Once we're done cleaning them up and trimming off all the bits and giving them an inspection, we'll start by giving them a really good, vigorous shower. The next step after a shower is a soil drench. And what I'm going to use is this pure Castile soap, no fragrances, it's not antibacterial, it's just a soap that I'm going to put in 1 to 2 teaspoons per quart or liter of water and soak the soil in the plants. What that's going to do is hopefully drive out most of the creepy crawlies that could be in the pots before they go in the house. Let that sit for 30 to 60 minutes. And then you can come back and give them another drench just to flush out any remaining soap that might be in the pot. The final step, after letting them dry out, is to treat the plants with a systemic insecticide, which goes on the soil, and then you water the plant picks up the systemic, and it will help keep down mealybugs, mites, and other pests that might be present on your plant as you bring it back in the house. Can't guarantee you that you won't have any bugs, but doing this will certainly lessen the insect load of the plants going back in your house. So we're going to inspect them. This one looks great. This Hoya has grown a ton and shows a lot of new growth. So these philodendron can use cleaning up a little bit. It's pretty natural for them to have some brown leaves. Not a big deal, but why bring them in the house if you don't have to? You didn't see it. When I pulled that, a big centipede just ran across the driveway. So they're in the soil, particularly the ones that have been resting on the ground. The ones in pots, I'm not so worried about them having too many creepy crawlers in them. There might be some, but not nearly as many as these monsteras and this Dieffenbachia that have been sitting on the soil level. Okay, we've trimmed these off and inspected them. I don't see a lot of bad bugs, but just to be safe, we're going to give them a blast, because actually hitting with a stream of water can knock a lot of pests off. So we're going to start with that. It may look a little rough, and it probably is. The plants will be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, this next step is the soil drench, and I'm going to use this Castile soap, unscented, no antibacterial properties, because we like the bacteria that's in the soil. It's good for the plants, okay? So you don't want to kill that. So you don't want to use a dish soap or a hand antibacterial soap. Just use something clean that'll help provide enough of an irritant that any unwanted insects are going to leave. Now I could have added this first, but I didn't want a bunch of suds. Give this a stir, make sure it's mixed pretty well, and we'll give them a drench. So you want this water to flow all the way through the plant. The bigger plants will obviously take more. The smaller plants will take less. Yeah, and this is maybe overkill for the hanging baskets, but I don't think it's going to do any harm. So we'll go ahead and do that. See a little bit of sudsing action there. Again, this isn't to water the plant. This is to flush the unwanted insects out. Okay, it's been some time. The soap has done its thing, hopefully. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give them a flushing rinse. And it might seem like a lot of water, but they're tropical plants, and I won't water them for a couple weeks or till they need it, but this isn't going to be a problem. There's plenty of drainage in all these pots, and they'll be fine. Okay, so the final step, after these have stopped running, I'm going to put them back in the garage to let them dry out overnight, protect them from some cool temperatures that are coming. But once they're dried out and ready to go in the house, I am going to apply a systemic insecticide. And what will happen is as you water the plant, the insecticide goes into the soil and it gets taken up by the plant, and then it makes it an inhospitable host to mealybugs, aphids, mites, and that sort of thing. And this product says it works for up to 8 weeks. So dosing them now before they go in the house and right when they go in the house is a good way to knock them back, and hopefully you shouldn't see any. But if you do, go ahead and reapply this. And in fact, you can do all these steps over again if you have a shower that you can use to do this in, or a bathtub. You don't have to do it outside. This just makes it a lot more convenient for me. And this weather's nice, I'm gonna do it. So that's my technique for getting my tropical plants ready to go back in the house for the winter. What are your techniques? Do you have a favorite way of doing this? Let me know in the comments below. And if this was helpful, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.